What's up, everybody? My name is Tesmer. I'm a farmer's insurance agent here in Southern California, and today we're going to go over what are the top 5 qualities, in my opinion, that make a good insurance agent. So a little background for me, I've been an insurance agent for maybe about a year now. We're number 1 in our county for sales year over year, even though we started 3 months later than everyone else, and we're really off to a really hot start for our agency. So I think I have a good idea as what will make a good insurance agent compared to someone who's maybe not doing so hot. So here's my top 5 list for what kind of qualities you want to have if you're looking to get into the insurance business. The number 1 quality is you really have to be a smart individual, okay? So if things come really hard for you as far as learning systems, if things don't come easy for you for learning a new cold calling system, or maybe there's a new software program that you need to learn. A lot of people can struggle with this, but those who can adapt quick and learn this will do really, really well, because when you're an insurance agent, there's a lot of things that you have to do at the exact same time when you're talking to somebody. And anyone who hasn't used a insurance software before, there's a million things to click, to validate, contingencies, all these different things that you have to be working on while you're talking to somebody. So you have to be able to navigate this stuff very well, very professionally and quickly. And if that doesn't come very naturally to you, it might be a little bit difficult. Anybody can learn anything, right? But if you're just naturally born a little bit, you're smart, you did well in school, you adapt to things quickly, you learn things quickly, you're gonna have an edge here. And this is definitely gonna be a little bit more than anybody who is just like 100%, has all the grit in the world about them. They'll go run, 100 miles or whatever, like I can do this, I can do that, whatever. Having a ton of grit is also very important, but if you're just naturally smart and gifted and able to learn things, you're gonna have a much easier time being an insurance agent than someone who can't learn things very quickly, because a lot of times things are just gonna come down to price. Again, not everything, okay? But when you can navigate things quicker, learn things quicker, know what you're doing as far as quoting the system and getting numbers to work for the client, it's going to be infinitely easier for you to sell the policy. 2, you need to be extremely consistent, okay? So how do you get the phone to ring? If you just sit in your office and you look at your phone and you think, okay, I'm an insurance agent, it's required by law for auto and for home for the phone to ring. No, you have to be extremely consistent with your marketing, whether it's going to 20 open houses on the weekend, whether it's making YouTube videos, whether it's going out and meeting car dealers, going out and meeting mortgage brokers. You have to be consistent every single day in meeting people, and you have to be quoting people every single day. Because if you just wait for that one sale or that one quote during the day, then what if that person doesn't buy? You just missed the sale for the day. So you have to work backwards, okay? So 5 quotes, I get 1 sale. So therefore, I need to quote at least 5 people a day. Okay, what if I want 2 sales? Then I need to be doing 10 quotes and so on and so forth. So you need to be able to navigate how you're going to get leads, and that needs to be consistent. There can't be any off. I mean, if you take a day off or whatever, that's fine. But on the weekends or whatever. But if you're in the office and you're just twiddling your thumbs and staring at the computer and waiting for the phone to ring, you will not succeed. You have to be extremely consistent in your marketing. So number 2, I would say for qualities, you need to be very consistent with how you advertise. Number 3, you need to be a very kind individual. Okay, so people, when they're calling you to report a claim, this is one of the toughest times that they're having in their entire year. Their home is leaking. There's a tree just fell on the roof. They just got in a bad accident. You have to be very calming to the person, letting them know that, hey, everything's gonna be okay. This is why you bought the insurance. This is what insurance is for. If you're somebody that gets mad really quick or you have a hot temper, it's gonna be a little bit more difficult, because people will remember that experience with you. If you blew up, in front of their face because they're asking you something, then it's not gonna work very well. So we need to be very kind to these people. And then also when we're selling, some of the best people that I've ever heard selling, they don't sound like they're selling at all. They really sound like they are customer service and they're just helping you. So you have to be able to come across as kind and knowledgeable and warm over the phone, because that's what's going to bring people in, and then that's how you're eventually going to build relationships and sell to people and make sure that they stay in your book once they have a claim or something like that. So you have to be a very kind and warm individual. Number 4, so this is a bit more kind of where the grit kind of comes in at this stage. You have to be willing to hear the word no. You're going to hear the word no 4, 5, it doesn't matter. You're going to hear the word no a lot. It doesn't matter if you're cold calling, it doesn't matter if you're going to open houses, it doesn't matter what you're doing. Everyone is not going to say yes. People are going to say this is too expensive. Why did this go up? Oh, it's cheaper over here. Oh, I had, better service over here. Everyone's going to give you their 2 cents as to why they shouldn't pay more. And you need to be very consistent with how you approach each person. Nobody's just going to lay down and say like, oh, that's a great price, thank you. Very, very rarely does that ever happen, and when it does happen, you should be thankful for it. So you need to be able to hear no or whatever objection that they have, and you have to be able to overcome it. So if you're just used to everything being just hunky-dory and it's great, it's going to be difficult. You have to be able to navigate and hear no a lot and be able to overcome objections. Number 5, you need to be a very patient person, okay? So you're not just gonna have like instant success. It's gonna take months and months and months before you start seeing real money coming in, okay? With other jobs, you go work at McDonald's or whatever, you get a W-2, you punch in your hours, okay, good, here's your check, okay, go home, right? But with any kind of sales job, it takes a lot of time for things to really start pouring in. So before you even get into this job, it's really important that you have a talk with your spouse about like, hey, look, I'm gonna be working crazy hours at the beginning, and we need to be on the same page with this because we're not gonna be bringing in a whole lot right at the beginning. But at the end, you could be making way, way, way more than any W-2 job, okay? That's just sales, right? So being extremely patient is very important. If you don't succeed within the first month, 2 months, 3 months, and you're like, what am I doing? I lease my office, I have my employees, I'm paying for my ads, I'm just getting into debt, what am I doing? The classic picture of this is the little meme or whatever where someone's digging in the cave to reach the gold, and somebody like just almost got there and then they quit, and the other person just kept on for a little bit more and then they get the gold. That's exactly what I'm talking about. So you have to be a very patient person, and if you just keep getting after it, quoting, going, you will see success in this business. You just have to be very determined, smart, patient, kind, and consistent. If you have those 5 qualities, you're gonna make for a very, very good insurance agent. So if you have those 5 qualities, you're smart, you're consistent, you're kind, you're willing to hear the word no, and you're a patient person, you will make for a great insurance agent. And even if you don't have those qualities right now, maybe you can work on them, right? Nobody's perfect. I didn't have all 5 of these qualities when I started, but you get molded by this job. Different things happen. Things happen every single day that you hear over and over again, and you learn how to adapt to it. So those are my top 5 things that it takes to be a good insurance agent. And if you got any value out of this video, if you wouldn't mind liking and subscribing, I really appreciate it. And thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Take care.